What's up, you guys? I am back to bring you another review. This is my review on Black Ink Crew New York. It is season 6, episode 1. The title is Caesar AD after Duchess. Um, so let's get right on into this recap, shall we? So first of all, from the trailer, this season looks like it is about to be lit, and I'm so excited about it. So we started this episode with Caesar in like a boxing ring or something, and he's talking about, the things he went through with Duchess. If you remember on last season, the finale, Caesar was served with some papers. Duchess wanted half of his empire, and according to Caesar, he got it thrown out of court, and so Duchess will not be getting half of his empire, even though she probably needed it to buy her some Vaseline or Blistex for the chapped ass lips. Sky is the manager of the Atlanta shop, as we all know. Teddy and Kit are running 125th, and 113th is supposed to be getting renovated, even though, in my opinion, 113th need to be tore the fuck down, because that shop looks like it is riddled and like it look like it's got syphilis and gonorrhea and all types of STDs running through the wall, but I digress. So we get into Sky talking about how Atlanta has changed her, and she has on her, nightgown with her little lace negligee robe, or with the feathers on it. She's living a rich white woman life, honey. And she's saying that she's Susie Homemaker now, and I just love Sky. The house that she's living in is gorgeous. But is it me? Did somebody on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta lived in that same house? I can't think if it was Bambi or Mimi. Somebody else lived in that house. So I'm assuming this is a VH1 house, because I have seen that house on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta a couple of times. But anyway, the house is nice. Caesar, come to find out, Caesar is rooming with her for the time being while he's in Atlanta. And Caesar is basically a little thought pocket now. He ain't with Duchess no more. So he just running through vagina like the train run through here every 15 minutes. So hopefully he's practicing safe sex. So then Sky tells Caesar that Duchess dropped a diss record on iTunes. I'm assuming it's about him. So then she gets ready to play it, and she's like, in her green screen, she's like, you thought I was about to get this bitch some shine, after all the shit she talked. So then she snatches her wig off, and she's like, give me my wig. So she throws on this white mop on her head, and she starts imitating Duchess and how the song went and everything like that. I have not heard the song on iTunes. I don't care to hear the song on iTunes because I do not like Duchess, and I'm so glad she's gone. Caesar laughs when he hears the song, and he is just basically saying that, Duchess needs to move on, and, he's moved on clearly. And Sky's asking him, is he having safe sex? And they show little clips of, him in every room in the house, damn near, and there's condoms stashed or whatever. So at least he wrapping it up. But these bitches is thirsty and nasty, because Caesar couldn't stick his penis nowhere near me. So then the gang gathers at 113th. Is Teddy and Donna and Bay, and which I love. I love me some young Bay. And Walt, I love Walt. And then Mel shows up, and the other guy, I cannot think of his name. The one that's bisexual, I think. they're all there and they're waiting on Melody because they're excited to see the renovations that Ceasar had done to the shop. When Melody gets there, they open the door only to find out that the shop is not ready. There's plastic everywhere. There's stuff all over the floor. So everybody's noticeably pissed because they are trying to get their money. So everybody's looking at Mel like, you know, what are you going to do about this? And she's like, I'm not going to do nothing about it. And Walt's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? In his green screen, he's like, oh, Mel wanted to be the shop manager so bad. Now, you know, she's like, oh, don't look at me. You know, even though I'm the manager, you know, don't look at me to handle this. So I kind of understand Melody where she's coming from, because if Ceasar as the boss tells you don't worry about it, he has it handled, then I kind of understand. But at the same time, you're the manager of that shop, so it was kind of your job to make sure everything was getting handled. And I think Kitty says in her green screen that since Ceasar has went to Atlanta, he has forgotten about New York. So he's basically like abandoned the other two shops. So then we get back to Sky, and she's running the shop like iron. Like Sky is like you can tell that Sky was meant to be a boss, because she is running that shop like nobody's business, and everybody is like, you know, a little intimidated by her. Even the big ass security guards, I think they were, they get up because they're eating chicken, and it was just, you know, kind of funny. So Ceasar shows up, and then Mel calls Ceasar, and she's going off about the shop not being done, and he told her that he was going to take care of it, and she's like, you know, just send me text me the information, and you know, I'll get on top of things. So then Ceasar decides that, you know, it's the 6-month anniversary of Black Ink Black Ink Atlanta. So he wants to throw a anniversary party because they've not only, you know, successfully opened the business, they've also turned a profit. So they decided to have a little major party, and Sky's like, yes, you know, I'm with it, let's do it. So then, like, out of nowhere, these clowns run into the shop, and they're like, oh, we have a singing telegram. And Sky's like, oh, a singing telegram, serenade me. So they start singing, and at first, you know, it's a cute little bop, you know, a little rap. And then it's like, it turns out to be a disaster. Like, they're saying, fuck you to Ceasar, and, you know, you're just a whore and a thought and all this stuff. And so everybody in the shop is like, what the hell is going on? So, of course, they think that Duchess sent them to the shop. And Duchess is not on the show anymore. And so I'm so sick and tired of them saying her fucking name. Like, let the bitch rest. Like, bye for Duchess. Like, and if she did send them clowns to that shop, and she needs to get her life, because, bitch, like, move on. It's clear that you still pressed if you doing all these, you know, throwing all these antics just to get some attention. So everybody shows up at 113th, and they're ready to clean, but Mel's not there. And Donna says in her green screen, like, we've been here for 2 hours waiting on her, and she has not showed up. So Walt is just like, you know, forget it. Like, let's just do our thing. Let's clean. So as they're cleaning, Melody shows up, and they're like, well, where the hell you been? Nice of you to join us. And she's like, oh, I've been on the phone with contractors all day, on top of dealing with a sick child and all this. And so Walt's like, well, I got kids too. And so she's like, well, you're not the mom. And like, that was like, I get where she was coming from, but at the same time, like Walt said, don't discredit me as a father, you know, to my kids, and don't discredit what I do for my kids. You know, I think Walt really got pissed off about that, and everybody knows that Walt is the laid back one of the, you know, shop. Everybody loves Walt, But Walt takes care of his kids, I feel, and I feel like Walt really, loves his children. So, everybody's getting annoyed with Melody because she's micromanaging them. And my thing is, I understand you're the manager, but how you show up late? You tell us to clean, and you show up late. We've been here for hours, and you just now want to show up, and now you're trying to micromanage. Like, buy for Melody. Like, girl, have several seats. So Walt, under his breath, he's like, oh, you wanted the manager position, so bad, but you're not managing nothing. So, they have words or whatever. So then out of nowhere, Babe, Donna, and I cannot think of this boy name for nothing. They come running from the back because there's a big ass rat on the floor. That was funny because it was like a stampede coming through there. So then the gang's chilling at 125th. Since 113th is not ready, Kit gave Donna permission to tattoo a client in the shop. So they're talking, and then Donna's new boyfriend, I think his name is Mo, he shows up, and he's a nice looking guy. He's has all his teeth, thank the Lord, because that last one that she married, Maxwell, that nigga ain't have no grills. Like, he was up here, he was up on the show, like he was, trying out for a denture commercial. Nah, my nigga, that's not cute. I don't know what the fuck Donna saw in that nigga. So then, he brings her food and chocolate, and she's like, oh, I like you, trying to cut it off and clean it up. And everybody's like, oh, it's so sweet. It's just good to see Donna happy. You can tell that she really, likes this guy. So then her client shows up, and she explains, there's a scar on her leg that she wants to cover up. It came from her at the airport trying to jump on the little belt thingy, which was fucking stupid in my opinion, but she broke her ankle or whatever. So Donna is doing some kind of blackout tattoo on her, and in her, while she's tattooing, she's talking about the things that she went through with Maxwell, and how he had stepped on her face and she had a black eye, and things of that nature. Now let's get into this tattoo. Donna, if I was old girl, I would have slapped that wig off your head, because girl, that tattoo looked like it looked like the girl had gangrene. Like, that tattoo was a goddamn mess. Girl, Donna, like, but I hope that was a free tattoo. Like, I would have busted. And then the girl goes, oh my God, it's so pretty. I like it. Girl, no, you don't. Like, girl, no, you was trying to be nice. But it couldn't have been me, because if I'm going to pay my money and you got my feet, it looked like the girl had, like her foot and ankle was rotting off and it needed to be amputated. Like, girl, Donna. And then you had flowers coming out the top. Girl, you tried it. Oh, you tried it. So then Kit calls Cease while he's having drinks with Sky, and she's talking about 113th. It's not ready, and there's a rat problem. And, Caesar's kind of really don't give a damn because he having the time of his life in Atlanta. So Kitty hangs up on him because she ain't got time for that nigga. So then he's telling Sky, I'm gonna call you General. You're the best manager I've ever had. And granted, Sky is a dope manager, and I'm so happy for her and everything that she is accomplishing so far. So then Sky tells Cease that, she's in a point in her life where she thinks it is time that she has a meeting or a conversation with her children that she gave up for adoption when they were 3 and 4, I think. I think she said one of them's about to be 19, the other one is about to be 18 if they haven't turned already. And that's really big of her. And, she kind of, sees is kind of like, he thinks it's dope of that Sky wants to take this time now that she's got herself together, that she wants to, sit down with her children and meet them. Um, and she basically wants to tell them why she made the decision to give them up for adoption. I think at the time Sky was just a baby herself, and she didn't know what to do with one child, not let alone two. So she did what she had to do for her children. That is a hard decision that you have to make at any age. That is a baby that you carry for 9 months. That is a baby that you brought forth into this world. So to have to give that child up, I can only imagine, what her mind frame was and her mindset was at that time. So then they have the mansion party, and it looked like, it smelled like all type of Vagisil and herpes, and it just looked like it smelled like yeast infection in there. Like, it is bitches all up naked and twerking, and it was a hot ass mess. So Kitty and Teddy flew out to Atlanta to see what Ceasar has been up to and why he has not been, tending to his other two shops. And so Kitty's like, okay, now I see, he got a whole stable of ass, and he done lost his damn mind. And Ceasar keeps saying, he was in a relationship for 5 years, and now that he's single, he just want to do him, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, you want to build an empire and you want to be a businessman, then you have to act like one. So then Teddy is trying to talk to him, and the whole time, like, he's just mesmerized by this girl's ass that's in front of him. And Teddy's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen to me. Like, you need to come home, and, like, you doing too much down here in Atlanta, my nigga. Like, you forgotten what's important right now. So then Carly Red shows up, and honey, Carly Red will find her way on somebody's reality show. And Cease is like, what is she doing here? Like, ain't nobody invite her. And so she's upset because Cease went on did a blog interview or something and said that him and her had sex. And she said they was in a celibate relationship. Carly Red, you need more people, ma'am. Nobody believes you. Like, Carly, so then she throws a drink in his face, and, he's angry, of course, and he's trying to get the look out of his eyes. And then his new flame, Persuasion, she's on the sideline talking shit, and Carly Red like, girl, have a seat, nobody's featuring you, you sell your pussy for $3.99. So the girl must sell her pussy for $3.99 because she got mad and tried to attack Carly Red. So then Teddy and Kit go back to New York, and they basically showing Teddy's showing everybody the pictures of what's going on in Atlanta and why Ceasar is not coming home. And Teddy feels like Ceasar is still hurt by the relationship that he went through with Duchess. And so he's like, he's basically trying to mask the hurt by sleeping with random females, which is probably exactly what Ceasar's doing. So then they're cleaning up the shop, and then Donna gets a call out of nowhere from somebody, and they're saying they call her like a cum dumpster, and Maxwell's coming home soon, and he gonna get her and her nigga and all this shit. Now, I don't know if this was a pre-recorded conversation or not, but if that was a real conversation, Maxwell, you need your ass beat, because first of all, my nigga, you are in prison. You was beating the fuck out of that girl when you were not in prison, and then you want to sit up here and threaten that girl. Like, Donna is noticeably shooken by it, and that makes me wonder what else went on in that relationship between her and Maxwell. Like, you could literally see the fear on her face when, she went off to herself, and then in her green screen, she's just like, she just want him to leave her alone. She's finally in a place where she's happy and she's not worrying about him. And then she thought he had 15 years left on his sentence, and she don't know what she'll do if he comes home and finds her. And like I said, once again, I just hope this is fake, because domestic violence is a real issue. Donna was one that got away, but there are many women that don't escape domestic violence. So I hope and pray that, Donna is safe if and when Maxwell does come home. So she's basically reliving the abuse. And she is saying that, there were times where she couldn't come outside because he had beat her so bad that she didn't want to face anybody, and she had black eyes and things of that nature. And if that is the case, Maxwell, you're a fucking pussy ass nigga, because for you to beat on that girl like that, and Donna is one of those people that you can tell Donna is looking for love, and she just looks for love in the wrong men. So I really hope that, this new relationship works out for her, and that, like I said, once again, she can stay away from Maxwell and be safe from him. So Ceasar and Sky are playing a game. And then, they're talking, and Ceasar get an email about an interview that Sky's son Genesis, I think Genesis is the oldest. He did an interview with some lady. This was months ago. It was all over the blogs, where he was talking shit about Sky and saying that, he wanted nothing to do with her, and there was no possible, reconciliation on his part. He didn't want anything from her, and you can just see the hurt. Like, I teared up watching Sky, because I have a child, and I just couldn't imagine having to give my child up for adoption. But at the same time, she did what she felt was right for her children. She wanted her children to grow up in, a loving, warm family where they could, exceed. Now, granted, they're older now, and they, probably, this young man probably feels like, why now? You've been on TV for, 5-6 years. Why now? But what you have to understand is that's not an easy conversation to have with a child that you birthed and you gave away. So I'm pretty sure that young man is feeling some type of animosity and hurt towards Sky. And I just really hope that she can meet up with her children and explain to them why she made the decision that she made. Sky is hurt and she's breaking down, and then Ceasar, basically in his green screen, he's like, this is a new low even for Duchess. And, he's like, come at me. I can handle it. But, this situation, like, you don't involve yourself in that type of situation, because for one, you don't know what Sky was going through at that time. Like, you don't know why she made the decision that she made. It's not your place to know why. It was not your place for you to have an interview done in your shop and bring her son in that. That is a sensitive issue. And Duchess, if I was Sky, I would beat your fucking ass for that bullshit, because that was low. I mean, that was low, the lowest of the lowest. That's why you sitting around here with your ashy ass cracked lips. Need to go scrape up some of the oil that be from under the car when it fall under the driveway, and put some of that shit on your lips. You dry heifer. Ooh, I can't stand Duchess. Ooh, I can't stand that bitch. And I'm from North Carolina, And I hate that this bitch got a shop in North Carolina. Like that. And I know people that have worked at that shop. And people say the Duchess is a complete bitch. And you can tell it that people like Duchess don't succeed in life because you can't go up by trying to step on the backs of other people. Like, you can't do that. And what you did to Sky was fucked up. It was not your place. If that man wanted to have his truth, he could have done it somewhere else. Like, I feel like Duchess reached out to that young man and had him come do that interview in her shop to get back at Sky, which was some punk pussy ass bullshit. And if Sky was to fly her ass to Charlotte and whoop your ass, she would not be wrong. Anywho, I digress. Tell me what you thought about the season premiere of Black Ink Crew New York. It was cool for what it was, but it wasn't all that. I mean, I guess it was kind of like an opener to see what everybody's doing, what everybody's been up to. But like I said, from the trailer, the season looks like it's gonna be lit, and I will be back to bring you another review next Wednesday. Like I said, I will be consistent with my Black Ink Crew New York reviews. I'm also gonna start doing Love and Hip Hop New York. I just really haven't been in a mood to do Love and Hip Hop New York because it is a lackluster ass season. There's nothing really going on. But starting on next Monday, I will be doing the reviews. And on Sunday, I will start back up my reviews for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was actually gonna do reviews on the previous shows, but I don't have that kind of time. So yeah, just tell me what you think about tonight's episode down in the comment section. Make sure you thumbs up this video, like and subscribe to my channel, please. Tell all your friends, because my channel about to be lit. But anyway, I have to go, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye.